All right, today we're gonna see if we can get the hack job going. And there it is in all its glory. Now, I know this one runs, but it's been deemed the hack job, not just because of the lovely fenders. Okay, now, usually I come out here to try and fire this thing up and the battery's always dead. It's because somebody thought all this extra wiring in here was, a good job and a good idea. I'm not a fan of that. I wish they wouldn't have ruined a perfectly good hood. That was stupid. So, I don't really know what all is wrong with this thing. I think the exhaust is hitting the steering. Oh, the suspension down there, that's an issue. Something's wrong with the rear end. And the back window don't roll up and down. The front bumper's bent up because they did such a glorious job fabricating it and it's just ripped apart. Suspension is not straight axle, but somebody did a really good job putting an IFS lift kit on it. But I wanted this particular first gen 4Runner because it is, if you guys can see down in there, this is a factory AC. It looks hooked up. Don't know if it works. I've always liked these. I like the top coming off. I had one years ago and I wish I'd have never got rid of it. So we're gonna try and get this thing going. We need to make a list. This is what is this? Gasket set, which is good. Don't have to buy that. Listen, there's something in there. It's not just empty. Okay, exhaust, e-brake, clutch, wiring is awful. Front bumper. Rear end is crunchy. Really crunchy. Rear window. Let's see, what else is in this thing? Spiders come with it. Tires are in good shape. We'll have to just check brakes and stuff. Look at there. Huh. I really didn't go through this at all. I believe somehow. Okay, we got our clutch set. Jumper cables on the. Look at all the wiring. Look at that. That is just. Why? What does this all go to? No wonder the battery goes dead. Hope that's not important. Okay, jumper cables is never a good sign when it's in the front seat. A tow thing. Either it tows or it's been towed. You can tell this is not the factory seat because the factory seats in this year have a little deal and this slides forward. So, newer seats. Wax. Okay, we'll use that on a different car because we're not waxing this thing. Okay, the rear seats look like they're leather. I wonder if there was some matching fronts for this. That would have been great. I was gonna say I was gonna have to figure out how to get this back window down, but look at that, custom. Let's see if I can do it. Yep, has a wedgie. Okay, well, that's got to come down somehow. Let's see if we can get this rolled down. Because everybody that watches my videos, I'm sure, has duct tape. Fold it. Another one. that was wedged up, that means it falls down. Okay. Look at that. And I didn't have to break it. I think I can then... Uh-oh. Oh no, that was unlocked. Found it. Oh, sticky. I don't know if that's been opened in a while. Okay. Owner's manual to the camp stove. Okay, we don't need... Oh wait. I wonder if we get the rest of it. Flares, because that's what everybody wants to start fires with. Okay. Wonder if it has a power steering lead. Look it. And if you want to know why the battery, or if the battery goes dead, yet another set of jumper cables. That wiring is great. Some of the jacking system. Trailer plug, I guess. What else? Some more garbage. Another lug wrench. More flares. And dirt. Okay, we don't need dirt. What's that? Somebody's colostomy bag is in here. Oh wait, that's rear windshield washer fluid stuff. Looks like I'm gonna have to acquire the caps for this. That is not one. That is the door to one of these sides. And then look at those big bazooka speakers, just in case you're not deaf. Oh, and there's some 6x9s. That one's, you know, perfect. All right, I'm gonna throw some of this stuff away. Let's see, what do I want to do first? I think I should do wiring and charge the battery. All right, most important, we're gonna get wiring. We gotta clean all that up, get all this figured out where it all goes. And obviously, I'm sure that list I made is going to grow as I get into this. So let's get the battery out, which isn't fastened in anyways. Out and then get these cleaned up. Huh. Blue painter's tape. Perfect. Hey. Starting to get loose. That looks like it goes up to another one. Okay, that looks like that's the one that goes up to the light bar that I want to remove. There's that. It wasn't even crimped. Alright, well, you ever get more and more disappointed when you start tearing into something? I thought the wiring under the hood was bad. This is worse. I've already removed some of the wiring and got frustrated because they had an old alarm that they just continued putting 900 zip ties in. If you can't see all the zip ties, I'm not even close to being done with zip tie cutting. And I still got to deal with this mess. All right, got her all de-zip tied. I think most of this is going to have to go. I wasn't going to remove these lights up here, but whatever happened here destroyed the mounts on these, and they're the amber color. I don't know how good they are. They welded a hitch where the winch should go, which, you know, would be a good idea with a plug. Great idea. I don't think. Well, there's a hitch. And I don't know if I'd pull on this bumper at all, because this is it. Like this little, that's it. That's all that holds this. And there's no plug back here to be seen. Oh, great. Another bundle of wires. Jesus. Okay. I do need to repair the wires here that go to the coil. It looks like they melted and they're kind of joined, so I need to fix this area. And while I'm at it, I think I'm going to run the wires just along the back firewall, because I think that'd look better. And then all these wires here that are deleted, we should fully delete them. We don't, if we don't need them now, we're never going to need them. So I don't know why we would just bundle them. I'm just going to do some wiring off camera, because it is so exciting to watch somebody else pull wires. Well, and that's our wiring. I don't think we need. Wish I would have made the same pile with zip ties. I got to trying to figure this wire out. This must have been the one they were using for the plug in the back, and it runs down on top of the frame. It's hidden, and then for some reason around here they go through the frame to cross over to the back, and it goes up in here somewhere and inside. And then they have their little breaker, which I believe this is a breaker, in the back. So this blue wire could have shorted out anywhere in this entire vehicle's frame and lit it on fire. These are made to be by the battery, because it's those little fusible links. I have no idea why somebody thought it'd be a good idea to put it back here. But now I got to fish the whole thing out, because there's a lot of really tight places against the frame that you can see it's been there, and it could have arced. Maybe it already has. Maybe that's why it's disconnected. I don't know. But if it arcs between this safety and up there, this will go up in flames or blow the battery or whatever. Could just die. I should probably make sure this thing still runs with all that wiring missing. Alright, so I've made the executive decision that I'm not going to mess with the interior no more. The back window can wait. I need to fix the rear end, figure out why it's crunchy. Also, got to looking at this thing, because I don't like the squatted truck look. This thing is super high in the front, and I'm looking at that body line, not because the fenders are hacked up. Then I got to looking. Somebody put a spacer in here also, and then I was looking at this. If you look down this, you'll see that front tire is kind of weird looking. Let's see if I can get it on camera here. Look at that. Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. And if you look at this side, the tire is out on the front, and it's nosed in that way. This side, on the other hand, is tilted this direction and also kind of pointed in. So we're just going to start with the rear end, figure out why it's crunchy, and that's why I changed into my I got shit to do outfit. Let's get shit done. And wheel spacers. Great. All right, I'm gonna get this plug pulled real quick. Oh, silver, nice. We should go look at this oil a little better. Wasn't sure, but it looks pretty silvery in there. I just was wondering if anything stayed in the bottom of this. Some chunks. So we need to take a bet on what is wrong with this rear end. I'm assuming they welded it and it broke. Okay, this one might be a little bit different. It's hard to see in there. There's a few chunks in there, but we won't know too much till we get that third member all the way out. You definitely see some in there. This one's got a little bit more. I think this is the first drain. There's a chunk right there. And that's what I wiped off the plug. All right, let me wipe these up and we'll get back out there. All right, well, unfortunately, it's got a spool and the gears are destroyed. I don't want to have a spool in the rear and I don't want it welded, so I need to do some research on what I want to go with. These are 529 gears. It's hard to see, but it says it down there. They're a G2 gear brand. I found on Amazon some $120 gears I don't mind putting in it because I don't plan on beating the shit out of this thing. But since I don't know what to do, we're going to move on to the front and figure out what's wrong with the front so I can make a decision. If the front's too far gone, then I'm just going to buy a front axle for it and straight axle it. So let's go figure out what's wrong with the front. So here's what we're up against. I think whoever was rebuilding this thing didn't know how to set things up. If you watch right down here, you can see looks like a bad bearing. So I'm gonna get this yanked apart, which will be a bonus once it's apart. I wanna remove the spacer. Well, everything looks pretty good. That seal is, of course, destroyed. Let's get it in the bench. Okay, I'm more curious if these bearings are bad. I brought in that outer, and it doesn't look like it's blued and there's no play in it. I just don't think they had it. I don't think they had the drag set quite right. I mean, that was really bad, but I think I might be able to clean these up and reuse them. I was more concerned about the nut that was on the outside. It almost looked like it was stripped. Like there's hardly any threads left on this nut. So I'm pretty sure I have a parts. Yes. All right, so I have a couple. I hope these are the same size. I'm gonna get this apart, cleaned up. I'm gonna get a new seal coming. Make sure this inner bearing isn't destroyed. Put it on jack stands. I want to tear the other side apart to see if it's just as messed up. And if not, I'm going to leave it. And then I want to try and get those spacers out. So when I come back, we're going to do spacers. Well, I made a bit of progress. Got the front end back together. Went and bought a seal. I removed this, whatever this lift puck was on this side already. I have not done anything on the other side. Mainly because I don't want to spend $1,000 rebuilding this rear end when I have parts already. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to get the jumper pack, and I want to see if that white truck will fire up. I believe it already has 529 gears in it. Let's go see if we can find the key to the truck. I believe I left it in it, but I haven't moved it or started it in a long time, honestly. Yeah, you can see it's been sitting for a while. Right there, that's the key. Is there power? No power. It's pretty loose feeling. Yep, it's reading 0. Okay, I think that's in. come on, come on, come on. Ooh. This one needs a lot of attention, but I think this header might be a better option. This factory manifold, maybe I'm going to pull more parts off this to get that 4Runner going. Brought home a couple more 4Runners. Hopefully we can get to them. Okay, I'm pretty sure the rear end of this thing is it's either spooled or welded. I don't remember. And I'm hoping the front is open. I don't want to have a locked front or rear, honestly, in this 4Runner, because I kind of want to lower it down and make it fun to drive. This one, on the other hand, I don't care if it's fully locked. You can already see the difference pulling that lift puck out of there. I'm hoping it's enough to make it look normal. So we're going to get this side here. Hope that bearing isn't messed up. And we'll get into pulling the other truck apart. Let's see. Uh-oh, it's pretty loose too, so we got to get into this one. Not like that. Well, steering. Okay, I think. Let's go see if I have one of those real quick. Okay, that could be it. Oh shoot, I hope that's it. All right, let's see if these are any better. Oh, it's this ball joint. I guess I'm gonna have to go out and see if I can find a ball joint out there too. Well, I was gonna bring these in, but they're pretty heavy and it's a long ways to walk, so we're just gonna pull it out here. This one over here's got, you can feel play in it. So I'm not using that one. This one feels nice and solid, so we're gonna pull this one. It looks like I was smart enough to put the nuts on it too. The other side, when I put it back together, they beat these out. So I had to put nut and bolts. This will be easier, I think. Okay, we're gonna start. We're gonna get this all removed first. I already pulled this cotter pin, that way I can know what wrench to get for the other part. Oh my God, that wasn't even tight. I did not loosen it. Now I gotta figure out if that other side's loose. I'm gonna check all this. That's even loose. Oh, come on, there. Okay. Now I am going to save these blocks for maybe one of the other 4Runners. All right, that one's, you can feel the movement. There we go. Crows are angry today. Cotter pin they had is a little small. I'm gonna go find mine. All right, I'm not tearing this bearing apart. So far everything looks good. I'm gonna let this down. Okay, no play. Now, this steering arm, you can see there's no room back here. So let's turn it out. Turn it out. Maybe it'll clear. I might just change that whole unit. Well, that wasn't tight at all. Great. There. Now, anybody in the Rust Belt areas, will never be that easy. Now that's out of ways, so we're gonna have to do some alignment work, which is fine. Got a little glow-in-the-dark friend right there. And you get a new one. New cotter pin makes the old part better. And you get a cotter pin. Alright, I need to run through this entire front end since everything was loose. Make sure it's tight. Then we're going to see, actually we can't see what it looks like on the ground because we can put a third member in it. So we're going to get that white truck door apart next.